It's Pan42 Tarot, but you can call me Pan. Tonight I am going to be doing a reading that's connecting with your shadow self. This shadow self is the part of you that you keep hidden. Maybe it's your temper, maybe it's trauma, but the shadow self is not something to be afraid of. It's something that protects you when you're in trouble. It's something that takes on the harm that life puts on you so you don't have to think about it all the time. So your shadow self is part of yourself, but also part of your subconscious. And I've found that working with my trauma and my shadow self has really helped me grow as a person, and also helped reveal stuff to me that wouldn't have come to the forefront if I hadn't allowed myself to go there. So tonight we are going to try and connect with the shadow selves of everyone. We're going to look at what has your shadow self been trying to draw to your attention, because sometimes they warn us about a bad situation or bad people, or sometimes they're just trying to tell you that you need to work on something. So I'm going to draw, I think I'm just going to do 3 for this reading. I'm going to draw 3 cards. This is the Mysterium deck, but I pulled out the darker art of the deck. We're going to pull 3 of these as the pick of cards, and then I'm going to put out some crystals / weird things that I own that will be used as pick a card things. So let's do this, shall we? Shadow selves of my collective, would you please come out and tell us what you've been trying to tell them? There's 1. Give me 2 more, please, shadows. 2 more, please, shadows. Oh, 2 more. There they are. Okay. Thank you very much. Put those over there. All right. So group number 1, you have this card here, which I will show you up close. It's a scene of rain and what looks like a broom in the front, as well as a ship in the background, and a lot of rain and waves and clouds. It's a very dark, rainy scene. That's group number 1. Group number 2, you have this card, which is a Dracula waking up from his sleep during a full moon, looks like. Pretty cool card. And group number 3, you have this card, which is a little man who looks like he's stolen something in a very big red hallway, running away from something. And there's paintings on the walls. It looks like a rich hallway. That's group number 3. You know, I actually had picked out 4 items. So I'm gonna shuffle one more time and get 1 more card, because I'm feeling like there's 1 more shadow that wants to come out. Oh, that's too many cards. But we will take this top one, since that's the one that flipped over. All right. So you have this card, which I'm not really sure which way to hold it, but it's a green foresty path. It's a green foresty path with a bunch of things hidden in the bushes. I saw a key and a couple other things. There's also a tower at the top in a very big black shadow. So that's group number 4. I'm going to put some items on these to help you pick a little better. I don't normally do items, but I felt these items wanted to be on cards today. So I have this. It's a fossil. I don't really know what kind of fossil it is, but it's super cool. Here it is. So this will be the fossil for group number 1. Group number 2 is going to be these bones. I got these from the woman who gives me, who I buy crystals from. And she found them, I believe, in a desert. So I'm pretty sure it's an animal jaw of some kind. I think it's a small rodent. Not really sure what kind of rodent, but that's group number 2, appropriate for the Dracula. Group number 3, you have this other fossil piece. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a really pretty stone, and it's got shells. Like, that's what all of the weird little holes in it are pieces of shell that are hundreds of thousands of years old, supposedly, but they're really cool. So that's group number 3. And group number 4, you have my really beautiful green moss agate tower. Now, this one isn't really dark, but it's really swirly and mysterious to me. It reminds me a lot of like fairies, and it's just a really pretty moss agate. So that's group, and it looks like it belongs with this tower. So there you go. So those are the 4 groups. I'm gonna leave them here for a second so you can like look at them. Here, maybe I'll even zoom in for you so you can see it a little better. Whee! There you go. I'll let you pick out of those 4 groups, and I'll see you in each one. Hello, everybody. I realized after I did all of the readings that I did not explain at all what the spread was that I was using. And since I wanted this to be a learning channel, I was like, oh shit, I should probably do that. So I'm just gonna do, I'm not actually even gonna do a real, maybe I will. I'm just gonna spread out the cards, and I'm not going to read the meaning of them because this isn't really a real reading, but I'm going to spread out the cards and I'm going to show you what this reading is. So this is called the 9-card spread because it has 9 cards. I use this one a lot in general readings, just to get a vibe or a fuller picture. I also use the Celtic spread, but the Celtic cross, I mean. So this is a quicker, not quicker. This is a more free-form kind of general reading spread. At least that's how I use it. So this is a 9-card spread. We'll zoom in for you a little bit. Whee! So this is the 9-card spread. And I'm just going to tell you, the way you can read it varies depending on who it is and what books you read. So, some of the ways I read it is you could read it past, present, future. You could also read it from this way, And when I do that, sometimes I do higher self, present self, and unconscious, subconscious, whatever that one is. Unconscious mind, higher mind, current state, and subconscious. Whatever. I do it that way. You could also read it as an X. I haven't really found that to be helpful yet, but you could. Normally, this card in the middle is the current state of the person. Sometimes I also read it head, heart, gut, because those all mean different things to me. So there's a lot of different ways to read this, and you'll see me read it a couple different ways in the 4 videos, in the 4 groups. But it can also be, the 4 corners are like pillars, so you could read it that way, of these are the pillars of your life, and this is what is crossing you. This is the situation that is crossing you. You could read it that way. There's a lot of different ways to read this, which is cool, and why I like it, because you could change how you read it depending on how you're feeling, or how the reading is taking you, or how spirit is guiding you as you're reading it. So that's why I really like this one, because I was speaking to your shadow selves. I felt like shadow needed a more freeform way of talking. So this is a 9-card spread, guys. All right, see you in all your piles. Bye. Hi, pile 1. So this is the card that you were drawn into from the pick a card portion of our entertainment tonight. It gets focused. Okay, so as you can see, there's a broom, and it's a wavy, oceany thing, and it's got a kite in the background. So that is this card. So I'm going to be using this tarot deck. It's a mini tarot deck, so I love it because my hands can actually shuffle it. It's the Everyday Tarot. I also really like it because the colors are all purple and gold, and they really scream shadow to me. So Shadow of pile 1, please tell us what you've been trying to bring to the attention of pile 1. Tell us what you've been trying to bring to the attention of pile 1. Tell us what you've been trying to bring to the attention of pile 1, please. Shadow. Oh, okay, we're stopping there. Stopping here. Do you want me to take these? Yes? Okay, that's a lot, all at once, but we will still take some more. So, let's leave these for later. We're gonna do this first. 1. How many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, one more here, and then these ones. Okay. Can you see all those? Awesome. Okay, pile one. Interesting. Okay. So I'm seeing in your past that you held on to something really tightly, so tightly that it ended up being the end of a cycle for you. It seems that this death, though, led to your current state of actually finding someone who is actually great for you and mastering those emotions of this loss and finding some true happiness is what I'm seeing in your current state. The future seems to be more what your shadow self is trying to bring your attention to. It seems like you're still worried or you're still processing this death that happened in the past. It must have been a big one. Maybe it was the actual physical death of somebody really important, and that's why you're still worried about it, still contemplating it, still processing this death. Maybe happiness happened for you and you never got the time to process this moment. This moment, it seems like this moment in the past was very heavy. It weighed down your mind, your heart, your feet. You couldn't move. That's what I'm seeing with this Four of Pentacles here. That's not the normal meaning of this Four of Pentacles, but it seems that to me that this death meant the world to you and it held you down real hard. But the universe brought something beautiful into your life very quickly afterwards. So you weren't able to process this death properly, and it's now coming back to haunt you in your nightmares, maybe. So I think this shadow self is trying to tell you that you need to process your grief properly. You quickly pushed it under the rug to make way for this happiness, but you didn't properly weep. That's what this card is all about. You didn't properly weep. It was buried. This fossil had been buried under the ground for millions of years. Like this grief has been buried for so that you could have space for the happiness that was in your life. But this grief is going to bubble up. Grief doesn't stay under the surface forever. It always comes back, especially if we don't deal with it, especially if we don't process it, we don't let the emotions out. It can stay for a very long time. So I believe what your shadow self is trying to tell you is that you have this new opportunity now that you're safe and happy. You have this new opportunity to find a teacher, because the Page of Pentacles is about learning, to find a teacher, perhaps a therapist or something like that, to process this grief, to process this death, to understand what happened and how it's still affecting you, because it is, especially if you never processed it. To understand why it's affecting your dreams even. Yes, your shadow self is saying it is time, you are safe now, it is time to process this death that was in the past that hurt so bad that it kept you down. It didn't keep you from happiness, because that's what we see in your current state, but it kept you, you had to lock it away. You had to hold it in a dark space in your heart and just forget about it so that you could be happy. But I believe this shadow self is trying to tell you, you are safe now. Now is the time for the two of you to get together and work together to process this grief, to go through all these emotions, to really dig deep, understand grief, process it, and release it. Now, releasing it is the hard part for me. I like to hold on to stuff. So maybe that's what he's saying, is that you're holding on to it. You're holding on to that grief when you could be letting it go. So yeah, that was really quick. So I'm gonna get a face of Kali Ma. Kali is a deity that her specialty is death. Her specialty is darkness, or her specialty is killing demons, is really what her specialty is. So having a message from her, I felt, would be really helpful for your shadow self as well as you, while you're going through this process of starting to understand and know your shadow self and help them work through whatever they're trying to bring to your attention. So we're going to pull one card. I'm sorry if I mispronounce the name of one of the faces, because they have some really, really cool and yet really hard to pronounce Indian names. So I might mispronounce them. I am sorry. Oh, here we go. So you got the face Gauri Devi. So here's the card. I know she looks kind of scary, but she's actually really cool. Her whole thing is helping kill the demons, helping you not be scared of the dark, that kind of thing. So I'm going to read you this card. It's number 43. And then I'm going to do one other thing. 43. The descriptions in this one are very long, so I'm just going to read the top bit of it so that you can get an idea of what she's trying to tell you. Okay. So, Gauri Devi, champion of the sweet souls with fierce hearts who are underestimated and passed over. She who is gentle is the deer, and the ruthless as she who is gentle as the deer and ruthless as the lioness, who is the capacity within the awakened heart to rise, to overcome obstacles, to have faith without any evidence of victory, and to rally the spirit until the right moment to act and win is felt. She is nonconformity and the freedom of one's true self. Recognize your own beauty and value. Irrespective of whether another has the capacity to behold it at this time, you shall shine. Oh, I'm going to read this part. Okay. When Gauri Devi arises in a reading, you are asked to check your boundaries and tune in to your capacity to hiss and realize that you are entitled to be kind, but also to be respected. If you have seen yourself as a badass, it is time to embrace your softer side. If you have been soft and doubted your ability to stand up for yourself, you have simply forgotten that you are also Kali. Play with the balance, with what resonates, and know that if you allow for it, the divine will spontaneously arise from within, and in whatever form shall accomplish the task. Take responsibility for the consequences of your actions while trusting in her methods that flow through you. Cool. So, I think the message that Kali has here is to be brave. I think it's also set boundaries for yourself. If indeed, like we said, you buried whatever this death is to make room for happiness, and now you're going back to root out the cause of your unrest. Like, do remember to set boundaries for yourself so that you can hold on to your your happiness, but also process your grief. It is a process, and as any therapist will tell you, like, you need to take care of yourself first. And as you're going through the process of grief, sometimes you do need to set it aside and just be happy for a second. So don't be like, no, I have to be sad all the time. No. You set boundaries for yourself. You decide how you heal from this deep wound that you have. Okay, the one other thing I'm going to do for you is I'm going to randomly flip to a page in this book called The Severed Moon. It's a year-long journal of magic. It has some really cool prompts in here, and also it's dark purple and felt like shadow to me. So I'm just going to flip to a random page, and it's going to be a journal prompt for you that maybe will help you process some things. Hi, Pile 1. So sorry, I'm just getting to this now. My camera died at the very end of our reading. So all I have left is to read you this journal prompt for you. I guess it was good my camera died because I think I read the wrong one. This is definitely the one that was meant for you. So I'm going to read this. Also, I looked up this little fossil here. He's really cool. He's a fossil that means, his name means straight horn, and it's Orthoceras. And it was a sea-dwelling creature. And actually, this stone is really good for depression, as well as bringing the old and resolving it with the new, which is very what your reading was about. So you might want to look into this stone. It's not very expensive, and it's really nice. And I've actually had this one for a long time. I think I got it. I think I got this at, I don't know. I think it was probably like some cave or something where they sell you like little rocks and stuff. So they're really not that expensive, and they're great. I have to go get my cat, who is scratching at my door. So sorry. Come on. Come on, Magus. Yeah, thank you. I'm doing a reading. Thank you very much for interrupting. Okay, so, yes. So, Orthoceras. It's a nice stone. It is a very grounding earth energy stone, even though the species that the fossil is from the ocean. Anywho, here's your journal prompt, and then we will conclude this reading. Sorry if you hear that. That's just my cat sneezing. He's gross. I love him. Anyway, here's your journal prompt. Her heart felt too full, a dry creek bed, ill prepared for such rain. Yeah. So, this is all I'm seeing for you, Pile 1. I'm really sorry about whatever happened in the past, and I'm really proud of you for trying to figure out how it's affecting your present and moving forward into the future, hopefully with some healing. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if this reading hit you in any particular way, and I hope you have a nice night. Okay, bye. Hi, group number 2. So, you were drawn in by this card of the yawning vampire. He's yawning. He just woke up. He's got a little cup of blood right here. He's also got a little skeleton dog at the bottom here. It's a really cool card. I like this card. And also you had the little jawbones here. These little jawbones. Some kind of desert rodent. Cool. So that's what you were drawn in by. What I'm seeing, like, just from that card is that maybe you're coming out of a time of not doing anything, or stagnation, or like sleep, like deep sleep, like a vampire gets. Like maybe your soul has been kind of asleep for a minute. So we're asking your shadow self what they've been trying to tell you, because our shadow self tends to show up when we need to work on something. So that's what we're looking at today. So, shadow self of group number 2, would you please tell me what you are trying... Oh God. Wow. Okay. Already. Wow. Jumping out. What you're trying to tell group 2. Okay. How many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need 2 more, please. Take this one and this one. Okay. So the first thing we got was the 7 of Pentacles. Then we got the 4 of Cups, followed by Strength. That's lovely. The Wheel of Fortune. The Knight of Swords. The Magician. The 8 of Swords. The Chariot. And the 5 of Pentacles. Okay. Okay. Oh, by the way, I'm using the Everyday Tarot. I really like this deck because it's very simple. It's very, let's zoom in a little bit for you guys so you can see the cards. It's very simple, and it really just shows the image in its simplest form. So I really like it for shadows because they're, you know, the dark to your light. It's kind of nice. Anyway, so let me just look at these for a hot second so I can try to figure out what they're trying to tell you. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is your shadow self says that in the past, maybe recently, maybe in the recent past, like this card, you have felt trapped. You felt like nothing was going your way, maybe, and you were just waiting for something to happen. Maybe you felt really stagnated, like maybe a job wasn't going the way you wanted it to, or maybe you just felt like you weren't making any progress in maybe your spiritual journey, or perhaps it was you weren't making any progress in your mental health, or something like that. You felt like you weren't making progress. You felt like the wheel was not turning for you. I think they're also trying to say, though, is that even in the past, when you felt like this, you were still planting seeds of some kind for something in the future. And I think what it's saying right now with these 3 cards here is that you've been waiting for an opportunity. The opportunity is here now. It's time to jump on it fast. The Knight of Swords is like the fastest knight in the deck. They are just like on fire. They are so fast. They're the Knight of Air. So they're always this particular one has a Pegasus as her steed. So yeah, I think that's fast. And the chariot normally implies a lot of movement as well. This chariot is kind of sitting still instead of moving, but it's the chariot still has that meaning behind it of movement, of forward momentum. So whatever you had been stagnating in, there's an opportunity to move forward and to move forward really fast. I think your shadow self is trying to tell you that this is the opportunity you've been waiting for. That maybe that this stagnation, even though it felt like maybe it would never end, or maybe when I'm stagnant, I always feel like it's my fault. But maybe it was just a lot of things needed to come together to give you this opportunity. I'm also seeing that from this opportunity, you're going to become so much stronger than you were before. I also believe that this opportunity may be divinely guided, because for me, the strength card is always representative of one of my deities that I work with. So I always see that as a blessing from my deity, is that they are going to guide me and protect me and be there to help me along the way. I also see the Magician card here. I think this shadow is trying to tell you that even though you felt like the wheel wasn't turning, the wheel is always turning. And it's up to you to be the magician, to see the wheel for what it is. Like, it's just how the earth, it's how life moves, how there are periods of stagnation that will move into something that moves you forward. It's an ever evolving, ever changing wheel. Like, it's never going to stand still for you. But it also means, because it's never going to stand still, that these dark times, these times where you feel tied up and like you can't do anything, like you can't move, you can't speak, you can't get your feet to move forward, the wheel will turn. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Like, it's going to move forward. But I think maybe the lesson that this shadow wants you to learn is that you have the power to maybe not make the wheel turn, but to see those moments as an opportunity instead of, oh, I'm stagnant. Well, maybe you can transform that into, what am I learning from this stuck moment? What, like, are there coping mechanisms I need to learn in this moment? Are there people I need to reach out to? Are there things I wanted to learn that right now I have the time to learn because I'm kind of stuck? I think it's also so in the Eight of Swords, we're talking about being constrained and confined, and like you don't have a way out, is how it feels. The Chariot moves you forward. But nearly all of these figures in these cards are looking back at the past, at this stagnation. I feel like the shadow is trying to tell you it's a rest you needed. You may have felt trapped there, but it was something that needed to happen. The only figure here that is looking forward is the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles deals with a lack of something. And yet, this is the only card that is looking forward. So I think what your shadow is trying to say is that without this moment of feeling trapped, of feeling lost, you might not have been able to move forward. You might have gone a completely different way that may have left you in the cold, left you out feeling even worse than the stagnation made you feel. I'm going to see if we can get some cards about this Five of Pentacles. Shadow, what are you trying to say about Pile 2? What are you trying to tell Pile 2 with this Five of Pentacles, please? What are you trying to tell Pile 2 with this Five of Pentacles here? Could you please tell me what were you trying to say to Pile 2? Because Pan is not getting it. So could you just tell me what this Five of Pentacles means, please, Shadow? Oh, there we go. We have the Eight of Cups. Ooh, moving forward, leaving things behind. Okay. So this stagnation, this long sleep, this falling asleep to your gifts, your abilities, this inactiveness, it planted some seeds about maybe what was keeping you there. Why were you stuck there? Why did this happen to you this way? I think your shadow is trying to tell you that there are some things that got you stuck that you need to leave behind, that you need to walk away from, that might feel like you're walking out into the cold. Maybe by taking this new opportunity very quickly, you might leave a lot of things out in the cold, but it's going to move you forward rapidly. And it's divinely blessed as well. Like, whatever this thing is that maybe got you stuck, that you need to leave behind, maybe it's an unhealthy diet, maybe it's as simple as that, maybe it's a lack of exercise, maybe it's a relationship that fucking ruined your life or something. Like, maybe it's just a friend who's really negative to you and makes you feel like your path isn't valuable or isn't worth going down. Maybe like this card it's a vampire. Maybe there's a vampire in your life that is sucking the life energy out of you that you were blind to before, but Spirit is saying you need to leave. You need to move on from whatever this is so that you can become this great magician, so you can have this opportunity and move forward. This stagnation was trying to show you the things in your life that are keeping you down, that are keeping you from walking forward, even if it's scary and feels very lonely. So I think your shadow self is trying to say, hey, we need to get rid of whatever this thing is because it's fucking us up. That's what I'm hearing from this guy. Okay, so that was the cards. Now I'm going to pull a card from my Kali Ma Oracle deck Kali is an Indian goddess. Well, she's one of the faces of an Indian goddess. She has many faces. But this face is all about conquering demons. She is the demon killer. Like, when her husband couldn't save the world, basically, on his own, like, Kali was the one that went out and killed the demons and brought him back their heads. Like, Kali is all about change. She's all about working with the shadows. She's all about evolving and becoming, something better. And she don't take no shit. So we're going to get a message from Kali Ma. I'm sorry if I mispronounce the names of these because I do not speak Indian. So you actually got two. Cool. I'm going to read them this way because this is how they came out. So the first face you got was, they're faces of Kali Ma, by the way, was Guya Kali. I'll show her to you. There she is. Oh, she's so pretty. She's number 28. And you also got the card Anatta Kali. Anatta Kali. That one's very interesting. I love all the geometrics here. And that number is 33. Oh, so a double number. Oh, speaking of which, did we get any double numbers? We got an 8, 7. We got 2 8s. 2 8s, 2 7s. No, 3 8s. 3 8s, because the strength card is number 8 in the major arcana. So you got 3 8s. So that's interesting. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to read the main part of the description for you of these because I don't have them memorized at all. This deck is a very good deck, but the descriptions are super long. So I'm not going to bore you by just reading to you for like 20 minutes, but I am going to read them to you. So, there she is. Okay. So, this is number 28, Gahya Kali. Our Divine Mother who knows all, with every answer and every mystery within her power to disclose, provides knowledge at the right time and in the best way. An answer to your question will be provided. Do not immediately dismiss intuitions that are unexpected or lead you into unknown territory. Rest and reflect upon your insights. Allow your wisdom, rather than a reaction, to distill their usefulness and value. An entirely new perspective about a matter of importance is awakening. A secret shall be revealed, and all you need to know will be given to you. So yeah, whatever this opportunity is to get rid of some shit in your life, she's going to let you know. So that's number 28. And now 33. Which is Anahatam Kali. Anahata Kali. There it is. I can't hold things straight because I look at things crooked all the time. Like I lean my head to one side. So I'm also sorry if I shake a bit. I have had asthma my whole life, so I've been taking inhaled steroids. So it gives me a little bit of a shake. Anyway. Okay. Number 33. Anahata Kali. Beautiful, powerful, mother of the sacred universal heart, who lives within our hearts as the wisdom and the healing power of love. Your heart knows how to heal and how to open and how to break and repair itself and become stronger and wiser than before. Your heart cannot be contained or constrained by what has taken place. Your heart wisdom and empowerment are growing. Soon you shall have the wisdom and courage to accomplish something very important for your soul journey. Trust in the invisible workings of divine love and let your heart be at peace. Aw, that's beautiful. So yeah, all this worrying you're doing about feeling stuck, Kali is saying don't worry. We're going to reveal to you why. We're going to reveal to you what you need to know about this whole moving on situation. They're going to offer it to you. And that you're going to grow way stronger, like the Magician card. You're going to be able to transmute things that you didn't think you were going to be able to before. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do for this reading is I have this journal called the Severed Moon Tarot. The Severed Moon Journal. It's a journal that gives you prompts to just write what you're feeling or thinking based on that prompt. So I'm going to flip to a random page and that'll be a journal prompt for you to try and like connect with your shadow self and maybe process some things that you weren't thinking you needed to process. So, oh, wow. Okay. So your journal prompt is, there is no magic that can make them love you. So, yeah, journal about that. Whew, that feels heavy. I am sorry for whatever this is. That is heavy. I get that part. Whew, wow. Well, thank you, pile number 2. This is all I'm seeing for this reading. Your shadow came out and tried to give you all the information they could, and Kali said, don't worry about it. So, we're going to get through it. Whatever it is, we're going to get through it. You have the divine protection around you. So, and okay, also these fossil bones, like death, getting rid of something, maybe it's time to bring on the tower or death card energy of tilling your life, tilling the dead soil to make room for new seeds. So, thank you, pile number 2. This was wonderful. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you really liked this. If you connected with something in particular about this reading, let me know in the comments. Also, I think that's it. Also, this was really cool. Thank you for going down the shadow route with me, and yeah, I hope this was helpful. I hope your shadow helped you out. Mine always helps me, so. Okay, thanks, pile number 2. Bye. Hi, group number 3. It's me, Pam. So, the card that you guys were drawn into was this one. It's a little guy running away from something that he can't really see with, I think he's got like a rock in his hand. There's like a spectral night behind him, and like the paintings are coming alive, and yeah, there's just a lot happening. Also, there's like a shit ton of red. So that's the card you're brought in by, and this is the stone. This is Turritella. I looked it up. Turritella stone. It's really beautiful. I like this one a lot. It has a lot of ties to ancient ancestry because it's like a rock full of fossils. If you look here, I can show you. Focus. There. Hopefully you can see it. See right here? You can see right here. right here. You can see that little shell. Yeah, it's a bunch of seashells, sea snail shells that were all kind of put in a rock together and formed over, I don't know, millions of years or something. But they're really cool. It's really pretty. The meaning of the stone is strength. It's a survival stone, is what I looked up, and it said. It's all about finding strength in the past and moving forward, and yeah, just it also helps connect with ancestors and the past. So those are the two things that you have here. So today we're just going to ask your shadow self what they've been trying to tell you. Our shadow self normally comes out in all kinds of things. Mine comes out in my temper and my dreams to tell me things. If your shadow self has been trying to contact you, it's probably because of something that's either stifling your progress or something that you haven't looked at, or yeah, just normally your shadow self shows up when it's time to change something, or when you're having a really hard time. So I'm going to shuffle these cards, and we are asking your shadow self to please tell us what it has been trying to tell you. So, shadow self of pile number 3, would you please tell us what you've been trying to tell pile number 3, pile number 3. So this card has a lot of things coming to life in like weird, kind of scary ways. So I'm thinking maybe you guys are having a lot of nightmares recently, because this card feels very much like some nightmares that I've had before. And that could be a way that your shadow self is trying to communicate with you. Okay. Thank you, shadow self. So, 2. Oh, I'll tell you what the cards are. So first we have the Knight of Pentacles. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles. Then we have the 7 of Cups. We have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the 6 of Cups. We have the Death card. We have the 2 of Wands. We have the 9 of Swords. Yeah. And we have the 2 of Swords. Wow. 2 2s, like right in a row. Okay, let me look at this for just a second so I can process what's going on here. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is that in the past, you've been presented with opportunities to grow your physical possessions here on Earth, whether that's like offer for a better job, or just maybe new opportunities that you didn't see coming with money, or I don't know. I'm not very good with money, so the Ace of Pentacles always mystifies me. Sorry. Got something stuck in my throat there. Which is making me think, I don't know. So the Ace of Pentacles, yeah, and then you also have the Knight of Pentacles. So in the past, you maybe were really cautious about any new opportunities with money, any new opportunities with spreading your wealth, maybe, or just maybe a bit of a penny pincher as far as money goes. And with the 2 of Wands, maybe there's the reason why you've been really cautious is because you've been trying to decide between two loves, between two possible paths. Currently, I'm seeing that you've grown into whatever this Ace of Pentacles was, and you've become a very good steward of it. Maybe not as cautious as you used to be, which is helpful. And Six of Cups is about it's about generosity, but it's also about someone from your past coming back, offering you something new. Yeah, the Nine of Swords is about nightmares, really. So I guess maybe you're my not good sleepers here in this pile number 3. I feel for you. That sucks. I love sleep, and I also have nightmares all the time. So, but I think really it's this decision that has you all up in knots. This decision is really taking up your mental space, so much so that there still feels like you haven't even made the decision yet. But in this higher self perspective, I'm seeing you've been cautious, you've grown into yourself, and now there's so many possibilities waiting for you. There's so many chances, there's so much you could do. There's endless possibilities. Your future is unlimited, is kind of what I'm seeing here in the higher self's perspective. In your current perspective, I'm seeing that maybe you were given this money and you feel like perhaps you didn't earn it, perhaps it was just a person in the past being kind to you. But this future card is saying that there's going to be a death to that kind of thinking. That you're really going to earn. Sorry if you heard that. That was my cat sneezing everywhere because he's disgusting, but I love him. Aren't you just the cutest, Magus? Yes, you are. There's going to be a death to that kind of thinking. I think that there's going to be an end to this past getting things handed to you, but in a good way. Like you have the skills. You're going to be fine. It's just going to be a transition. Like maybe, here's an example. Like maybe in high school, you were very cautious. You did all the right things. You got all the right grades so that you could go to college, so that you could grow and become a better person. And now you're getting to the end of college, and there's endless possibilities ahead of you. This is the death of your safe, your path of knowing what's next. It's the end of your, like, here in America, when you turn a certain age, you're not allowed to be on your parents' insurance anymore. And that is a big death as far as, all of a sudden you are responsible for your own health, your own health care, which is, wow, just the most stressful thing here. But anyway, it's a death of the childhood thinking, of the being handed things. You're gonna have to work for things now. I think your shadow self is trying to prepare you for that, but in a way, it's trying to tell you that even though there's a death of this security that you've had this whole time, it's going to bring in so many new opportunities. But here in your subconscious self, all you're thinking about is the loss of security. You're torn between too many things. You're thinking about each possible outcome. You're blinding yourself to your own abilities. Like, you already have these great abilities, but you're so worried. You're so worried about the future that you just can't make a decision. You're stuck in this two energy of one or the other, of this path or that path, this passion or that passion, of I can see a shore beyond, but can I even get there? You're kind of stuck in this very anxious thinking. And I think your shadow self is trying to jolt you out of that. Because you're the ones that are having nightmares. Maybe it's time to get a sleep schedule. Maybe it's time to cut out some caffeine, like just anything to help your anxiety levels lower a little bit, so that you can remember that you have all of these beautiful opportunities ahead of you. That even though this is a death, like, the death is just an end of a cycle. It's not the end of the world. Like, this is just a new phase. And even though you feel just totally anxious about it, I just feel so much anxiety from this group. I think there's still, even though you have so much anxiety about this, there's people on your side, even these past people that are perhaps stopping their support of you financially. They're still there. They still care. They still love you. You're not on your own. You do have people. You are a queen, after all. And the Queen of Pentacles too. She plants. She thinks about things. You have not slacked on planting your seeds so that things will grow into a beautiful future for you. You have to believe this, because this is what your higher self is trying to tell you. Like, you have to believe that you have planted the seeds so that these things, these wonderful, new, crazy things that you've never even thought of, can happen for you, to you. But your anxiety is trying to blind you from those good things. It's trying to blind you from your own abilities. And I get it. I have so much anxiety about everything all the time. So it's really hard when you're in the throes of that to remember that you have power. To remember that there are people around you that care, that there are even your guides, there are even your ancestors. Hello, the ancestor rock. They're there for you too. They won't abandon you. All right, I just want them to clarify for me the Two of Swords here, because I feel like there's still a choice that you're just anxiety. Oh, okay. Six of Swords. Yeah, there's a choice about where to go next. It's the choice about where to go next that you're fretting about, that you're really having a hard time with. Maybe it's leaving home for the first time. Maybe it's going out on your own. Maybe it's going to a new country. Who knows where you're going? But you're anxious about this choice of whether to stay or go. I can't tell you which is the correct choice. Only you can know that. Because you are the Queen of Pentacles. You hold your future in your hands. This is a whole new opportunity for you. A whole new set of problems for you to figure out. But you can do it. You're the slow and steady. You're the one that wins the race. You're the one that wins the race. the little guy who's running. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. So, I'm now going to pull a card from this deck. This is my Kali Ma Oracle deck. I think it's called Kali Oracle. And Kali is a goddess, well, a face of a goddess that I work with. And Kali is all about killing your demons. She is the warrior mother who rids the world of evil. So she's a good one to have on your side. So we're going to pull one of her faces to give you some advice in this hard decision that's just keeping you up at night. So, Kali Ma, would you please give us some advice for pile 3? Show us one of your faces to give us some encouraging words about this message that our shadow is bringing to us. Our shadow is revealing, pile 3's shadow is revealing a lot of anxiety. Could you please tell us some good news, or not even good news, just some advice? Give us some advice, Kali, please. Oh boy, that's too many cards, Kali. I know, you're just a talkative lady. Just one face, please, Kali. Ooh. Nope. Do you want to be shuffled this way? Please give us some advice for pile 3's shadow. Or for pile 3, based on the shadow. Based on what the shadow has been showing us. Wow. Oh, there we go. Okay. Here's who wanted to come out. Ooh, she's a pretty one. This is Shodashi. Sorry if I pronounce everything wrong. I do not speak Indian, so I do not speak whatever language this is. I can barely speak English, so this is the card Shodashi, and she's number 26. So let me read what this card has to say for you. So number 26, Shodashi. Okay. Let me show you this card while I read it to you. Hey, and it even does the nudity correctly, so I don't have to blur her out at all. Ha ha! Alright, 26. Shodashi. Ruby red with the divine juice of life. She nourishes the body, mind, and soul with vitalizing pleasure, life, and joyfulness. Goddess Shodashi restores self-esteem and an awareness of your innate value, especially after a time of painful rejection or disappointment. Through her blessings, the desires of the heart can find fulfillment in new ways. She brings divine energy for the manifestation of wishes. Her presence is an indication of inner power to restore yourself and attract what you need into your life. Oh, that's so great, guys. See? She's trying to restore your self-esteem. See? You have to remember it's in you all along. Such a, cheesy message, but it's true. That's beautiful. Thank you. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to do for you is this is the Severed Moon Journal. It is a journal, it's just a book full of prompts. I've written in some of them. Just a journal of prompts, and I figured I'd randomly flip to a page and you could use that journal prompt to write about your feelings, about what your shadow self has revealed, or just about your feelings in general, or how you want to process this whole message. It might be helpful, is all I'm saying. Okay. Okay, here you go. This is yours. It says, describe a charm you have carried or would like to carry. Write a story about where you acquired it. So maybe a token or a charm would help with your anxiety. I know I carry a lot of pocket rocks because I think crystals are very helpful. I always have amethyst on me because I have so much anxiety. But yeah, like charm, whatever helps you, whatever resonates, go with that. It will help. I promise. Believing in a little bit of magic always helps my anxiety. So, thank you, pile number 3. This was great. You did great. Proud of you. Don't forget, you're a queen. You got this. The ancestors are backing you up. Even Kali is backing you up. All right? You don't have to be scared of this big choice. You got this. So, thank you, pile 3. Like, comment, subscribe if this reading resonated with you on a certain level, or you want to tell me about what this big choice is, then definitely write it down in the comments. I'm always going to be interested in what's going on. So yeah, thank you so much for being here with me and listening to your shadow, and yeah, I hope you have a nice night. Bye, pile number 3. Hi, pile number 4. This is your reading. You were drawn in by this card here. This is a really pretty green card. It's a path leading into darkness, but in the darkness there's like a house, I think is what it is. There's also some hidden things on the path, like this key or this light ball or this little pour thing. So yeah, that's your card. There, you can see it better there. That's the card you were drawn in by, and this is the item that was on your card. It's a green moss agate. Let's see if we can focus a little better. There you go. It's a green moss agate. I really like this. Focus on the crystal. There you go. I really like this agate. It's a really nice one. It's one of my favorites. Green moss agate is all about emotional stability. It tries to help you accomplish that for yourself. So, point it this way. Those are the things that brought you in. So maybe your shadow self is trying to point out that you're really struggling with some emotional things. Maybe there's a lot of paths that you could follow. Maybe there's a lot of things that are hidden from you. Maybe you're hiding your emotions from yourself. We're going to find out in this reading, because we're going to ask your shadow self what they've been trying to tell you. Your shadow self normally shows up when you're having a hard time, really. It's always here to teach you something or to bring you to attention, something you've been ignoring or trying to ignore, something you need to work on, is normally what it's trying to bring up. So, here we go. Shadow of pile number 4. Would you please tell us what you've been trying to tell pile number 4? Oh, okay. So, first card we have is the King of Wands. think it wants to be separated here. We have the King of Wands. Then we have the Page of Swords. Then we have the Queen of Cups. Wow. Then we have the Three of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, and lastly, the Seven of Wands. Very interesting. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see these cards a little better. Go. This is the Everyday Tarot deck. I really like it because it's very simple, shows the imagery, and nothing else, which is great, especially when you're trying to learn tarot. This is great. It's very helpful. Okay, so I'm going to look at this for a second and try and figure out what they're trying to tell me. Yeah. Okay, like your Moss Agate said, there's a lot of emotion here. There's a lot of cups. There's three cups. There's 3 pentacles. So what I'm seeing here is in the past, perhaps there was someone who ignited your flame, and a group of friends you were really close to, and they filled your cup. They filled your cup to overflowing. They really built you up as a person. But then there was some conflict. I'm seeing with the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords doesn't always mean conflict, but I'm seeing perhaps in your present state, you're having new ideas about these relationships. Maybe you're looking for something more solid, something less emotional, something more based on hard work. Something, maybe these relationships haven't evolved. So you're in your current state reflecting on these relationships, and if they are still working for you. If you are still reaping, if you're still overflowing with emotions, if you even want to be overflowing with emotions. Sometimes being overwhelmed by emotions all of the time is not good for us. So, and then in the future, I'm seeing yourself in control of these emotions. You're able to balance. You're able to balance these two desires within yourself to have all of this passion, but also have something steady. But we're also seeing here the Seven of Wands, which is about a fight of some kind, a defending of yourself. So maybe these relationships are so emotional, so volatile, so all-consuming that you're feeling like you have no ground to stand on. And you're going to have to draw some boundaries for yourself with these people. Like, yes, emotions and passion are really important in relationships. They are. But if they overwhelm you and make you so that you can't do anything, then it's not conducive. It's not sustainable to be that way all of the time. So there needs to be some hard work done, some grounding, some discussion with these people, some discussion with yourself about how to balance the very deep, passionate, exciting things that you're experiencing with these people, but also have respect for yourself to have boundaries, to not be swept up every 5 seconds by an emotion that's so strong that you can't continue on with your day. You know what I mean? I think your shadow is trying to tell you that they're seeing you feel like you want to put some work in. they're seeing you feel like maybe you're a little lost in the swamp. Like you need a bit of a path out. Maybe a key. There's some kind of key in communication, in speaking your truth with these people. Hi, group number 4. I'm really sorry my battery died at the very end of what I was saying about your reading, and I had to go to bed, so I am finishing up your reading a day later. So if you see black stuff on my hands, it's just because I came straight from work, and I painted stuff black today, so there's some black paint on me. But we're here, we're doing it. Just to recap, your shadow is pointing out how you might have some attachments to some people that need looking at so that you can balance your emotions better, so that you're not constantly feeling like you have to defend yourself, and so that maybe you can put some healthy boundaries in your relationships in general, so that you're not rocked as hard by the changes and the shifting of various people and their moods, so that you can be independent unto yourself and not be so as not feel codependent on the emotional states of whoever these people are. So that's what I saw in your cards. Was there anything I wanted to clarify? Yours seemed pretty straightforward. Let me clarify this Page of Swords just real quick to make sure, because I'm pretty sure what he means, but I'm just double checking. Oh, okay. 7 of Pentacles. Planting seeds. Yeah, okay. So, I hope you can see this. So, 7 of Pentacles. So, the 7 of Pentacles in conjunction with the Page of Swords, I said the Page of Swords was maybe a confrontation or a needing to speak your thoughts on this, and I think that's very much the case with the 7 of Pentacles joining him, because she's planting in her garden, and she is creating a future, and she is waiting for the harvest to come. So I feel like, yes, you need to plant some seeds some places so that you can put some work in towards creating healthy boundaries for yourself. That is what I am seeing with these cards. So now I'm going to bring out my Kali Oracle deck. Kali Ma is a face of an Indian goddess. This goddess had many faces. Durga being one of them. She's the divine mother, and Kali Ma's face is one of fighting your demons. She literally fought demons and chopped their heads off and gave them to her husband. So she is not to be trifled with, and she knows what's up when it comes to the shadow world. And she's very good at taking the shadow and clearing it out and showing you what you really need to know. So we're going to get some advice from Kali. So we're going to get one of her faces for you so that we can get some advice on this situation. Yay! Kali, would you please give pile 4 some advice about the situation they're in, please? Could you please give pile 4 some information or some advice for their shadow about the situation that they find themselves in right now? Kali, could you please give some advice to pile 4 about this very tricky emotional situation they find themselves in, where they don't want to hurt those that they are close to, but they feel like they need some boundaries. Could you please show us a face to help with this? Oh, that one. Okay. Ooh, cool. So, you guys got card number 37, Dharma of Kali. Ooh, I really like this one. It shows her life aspects and also her death aspects, which is really cool. It's really beautiful. So I'm going to read this card for you out of the book because I don't have them memorized because there's a lot of information. So number 37. Speaking of which, did we have any repeating numbers? We had a lot of pentacles. We had a lot of cups. We had 1 7, 2 sevens, and 2 queens. 2 queens, wow. That is significant. Wow, so 7 might be a lucky number for you, especially since they're in these positions of working and getting through something. So, number 37, the Dharma of Kali. 37, here we go. All right. 37, Dharma of Kali. Her very action is infused with loving purpose. Every challenge and every opportunity in your life exists by her divine design. Her spiritual intelligence is within your heart. When you trust in your integrity and proceed accordingly to your soul's values, you are trusting and empowering her to be at cause in your life. Everything that is happening is part of how your prayers are being answered. A new order is being established. You are being led into it. Wow, that's really great. So you have some backup. Kali's all about this change for you. This change from a wild emotional state to one of calm, to one of participating in these relationships, but also finding a safe space for yourself. I'm also going to read you this little bit here. The Dharma of Kali brings the message that your most abundant success will manifest when you are aligned with your integrity. You do not need to put your faith in pathways or projects that do not resonate with your deeper spiritual knowing and values. Seeking the ways of the world to bring you what you need is only going to limit your spiritual progress and undermine the most abundant manifestation of your purpose. If you intuitively know that you need to engage with a more traditionally worldly means of progress, then you can do so with your spiritual integrity intact and guiding you so that you stay true to yourself in the process. As you are guided from within, you shall make the best progress. That's lovely. Yeah, she's saying trust your gut. You got this. And if your spiritual path look, sometimes your spirituality feels at odds with what you feel might be good for you. No, that's not what I mean. Sometimes your spirituality can feel at odds with what the world is telling you to do. Now, I think the situation here, what that was trying to say is that you don't have to just drop these people. It's going to take some hard work and a lot of work on boundaries to create a healthy space for yourself. But you don't have to drop them. Like, a lot of this stuff nowadays is like, as soon as it gets weird, drop it. Drop the person. Drop this. Drop that. You don't have to. You don't have to let go. As long as these relationships are actually building you up, actually helping, even though they heighten your emotional state so that it's very difficult for you to focus, And that I also want to say that too. If these relationships are heightening your emotions in the aspects of fear and you are afraid for yourself, do not work on these relationships. Get out of them. This is for people who maybe you feel like King of Wands is all about lust, all right? If you just cannot keep your hands off this person in any situation at all, maybe you need to set some healthy boundaries for yourself. You know what I mean? But if this person is putting their hands on you in an abusive way, leave. All right? There are helplines out there that will help you. I promise. So yes, Kali is saying stay true to yourself, stay true to what you believe is right. If you believe that these relationships are worth working through, do it. Yeah. So the last thing I'm going to do for you guys is I have this journal. It's called the Severed Moon Tarot. Not tarot. It's a journal. The Severed Moon Journal. I got it somewhere. I don't remember where. Anyway, it's a journal that's full of like little mini story prompts or magical questions or whatever. So I'm gonna randomly flip to a page in here, and I thought that maybe the prompt would help you write about your feelings on this situation, or maybe how you feel about the prompt, or how you feel about your shadow, or just how you just feel. And it might help you process some things, because your shadow is all about trying to help you process the things that you're trying really hard to suppress. So I'm going to turn to a random page. Then this one. Interesting. So this one says, what fragrance would draw you into a room and why? I don't really know what fragrance has to do with this reading, but maybe. So for me, a lot of things that attract me are smells. Like I really know somebody if I know their smell. So maybe it's talking about the scent of these people. Like when this scent walks in a room, how do you feel? Because I know there are some scents that I'm like, oh fuck, must leave. And there's others that I'm like, oh fuck, let's fuck. So not to be crude or anything, but maybe that's what this one is. What fragrance would draw you into a room and why? Yeah, what draws you into a room? What drew you into these relationships, and what do you want to work on in them? Awesome. Very cool reading, number 4s. Well, this is all I'm seeing for you in this reading. Thank you to your shadow self for bringing out this question for you, for bringing out this need to work on something. If you connected with anything in this video, if you want to tell me about the situation that you're finding yourself in, you can totally do that down in the comments, and you could like or subscribe or just comment if you even liked the video at all. So yeah, I will see you on the next reading, group number 4. I hope you have a great night. Bye.